Yeah, this is Peter Lorre speaking.
I couldn't resist the temptation to call you. I just read of your new picture that you're to make.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thanks for your interest.
Oh, I thought you were magnificent in M. And just the other night I saw your new picture, The Man Who Knew Too Much. What character are you going to play in?
Oh, it's the most unusual story. You know, it's a great love drama. I am to be a half-mad scientist. I, a poor peasant, have conquered science. Why can't I conquer love? He shall be shut up when it's I who am mad. But nobody knows that. Yes. Each man kills the thing he loves.
In the endless reaches of the universe, there once existed a planet known as Krypton, a planet that burned like a green star in the distant heavens. There, civilization was far advanced and had brought forth a race of supermen whose mental and physical powers were developed to the absolute peak of human perfection. But there came a day when giant quakes threatened to destroy Krypton forever. One of the planet's leading scientists, sensing the approach of doom, placed his infant son in a small rocket ship and sent it hurtling in the direction of the Earth just as Krypton exploded. The rocket ship sped through star-studded space, landing safely on Earth with its precious burden, Krypton's sole survivor. A passing motorist found the uninjured child and took it to an orphanage. As the years went by and the child grew to maturity, he found himself possessed of amazing physical powers. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. The infant of Krypton is now the man of steel, Superman. To best be in a position to use his amazing powers in a never-ending battle for truth and justice, Superman has assumed the disguise of Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper.
Kent, I want to see you. Just received another threatening note.
Okay, Mr. White.
Lois, another note from the mad scientist.
Coming in, Chief.
Now listen to this warning. He plans to strike tonight. Beware, you fools. My electrothanasia ray strikes tonight at 12. Total destruction will come to those who laughed at me and failed to heed my warnings. Beware, I strike at midnight. This nut may prove dangerous. Kent, you help Lois follow up her lead. She may have an angle on this thing.
Yes, sir.
But, Chief, I'd like the chance to crack the story on my own.
Well, no.
Thanks, Chief.
But, Lois... Chief, don't you think that's a dangerous mission?
Come.
I'm a reporter for the...
So, you want a story? I'll give you the greatest story of destruction the world has ever known. How is that for a story, Miss Lane?
True to his threat, the mad scientist, whose warnings have held the city in a grip of terror, went on his rampage of destruction on the stroke of midnight. The deadly impact of his mysterious ray smashed the famous Tower Bridge, hurling cars and pedestrians into the river below. The police have warned everyone to remain in their homes.
This looks like a job for Superman.
It's Superman!
isn't human!
Congratulations, Lois. That was a great scoop.
Yes, Chief, thanks to Superman.
You see, I've gone as far as I can in my scientific research among the lower animals. But it is obvious that my findings will not be accepted by the medical world until they have first been demonstrated upon a human being.
Thus dramatically begins the absorbing story of 6 human souls marooned on a savage island at the mercy of a mad scientist who claimed he could bring the dead back to life and needed victims to prove it.
You can't do a thing like that. I never...
I can't, can't I? I'm not going to let that crackpot kill me.
Oh,
You make Barab live before sun come up, or you go in fire. Hey, wait a minute. Are you on the level about giving us this jungle hot foot? Pardon me? I'll take these 4.
head to it, Doc.
The guy's sure in a jam.
I think he's guilty.
Well, it's pretty hard to figure out. You take it.
Hello, Doc. Give us a statement, will you?
Were you indicted?
How about harboring those criminals? Who are they, Doc? Give us the inside.
Doctor, is it true that through your experiments in the endocrine glands you can cure crime?
Yeah, what about this crime cure? Boys, after the grand jury's decision, I'll have a statement to make. If making a criminal mind is normal, then I'll be indicted. Dirk? You've seen the papers?
Well, yes. But you will certainly fight it. An indictment is not a conviction.
Fight ignorance, prejudice, hypocrisy? That won't do any good.
But you've got to do something, Doctor. If you're found guilty, it means prison.
I intend to go on with my experiments regardless.
But, Doctor, you...
Get me a list of yacht brokers.
Yacht brokers?
And my nephew Bob has just returned from a year's cruise. Wire the Navy Yard and have him come here at once. And Dirk.
Doctor?
Get in touch with Boyd.
Boyd? Why, he's that notorious...
Never mind. I need his help.
Yeah, Boyd was telling me about you. I don't like the idea of being a goat for a doctor's experiment. There better not be any catch in it.
Don't worry, there won't be, or I wouldn't have helped you to escape. You'll like it better than a hangman's experiment. Give this to Briggs, the mate of the yacht, Pier 34.
Okay.
A boat trip, Doc? I'd like very much to go where I can build up a reputation all over again.
A chance for a fresh start in a new country.
You're right. I got about as high as I could in my profession here.
Give this to Briggs, the mate of the yacht, Pier 34. And in return for helping me with my experiments, I'll give you safe passage to another country.
Yeah, I heard about you. What are these experiments?
You will find yourself more comfortable than at Alcatraz.
Okay. Anything's better than that.
I thought you'd see it that way. Give this to the mate of the yacht at Pier 34.
I'll be very glad to accompany you, Doctor.
We sail at midnight.
Aye. As my poor lost wife used to say, the man who knows what's good for him knows what's good for him.
Are you ready to talk to me? Yes, Bob. Already. So many things needed my attention since we left port. Fire away.
Well, first of all, what's this trip all about?
As I explained to you, I'm going to carry on my experiments.
Well, that's just it, Uncle. You haven't explained much of anything. Why you bought a yacht to take a sea voyage? Just what are your experiments?
Well, Bob, I can hardly put it in a word. Let's see, it's 2 years since we've seen each other, isn't it?
The day I graduated from Annapolis, thanks to your help.
There's nothing to be grateful for. You deserved it. Tell me, Bob, when you receive an order in the Navy, you obey it without question, don't you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, I wanted you on this voyage because you're my nephew, and because you can take an order without question. Can I depend on that?
Of course, but
I knew it.
Is everything all right, sir?
Yes. Bob, your mate, Mr. Briggs, came with the yacht. You can trust him.
Very well.
It'll be a pleasure to sail on our Navy man, sir.
Thanks.
He's going to be very valuable to us. Shall we take a turn around the deck? It'll soon be time for lunch.
Right. There's something I must tell you, Uncle.
Yes?
Briggs was tried for killing an officer. He wasn't convicted, but he lost his license.
Yes, I heard about it.
Well, don't you understand? He hasn't a license to be mate of this ship.
Briggs is a good man. Everybody makes a mistake. Oh, they're a couple of my patients.
Patients?
Yes, I want you to meet them. Nice morning, gentlemen.
Oh, hi.
Have a good night's rest.
And how? Boy, do I love this life.
I'd like you to meet Mr. Bennett, our captain. This is Mr. Bogart. How do you do? Mr. Ritter.
Hi, Cap. Ain't you never heard of me? John Ritter? Trigger man? Oh, yeah. What's your rank? Well, running this boat, I guess.
Harry, after lunch, I'd like to have a consultation with you.
What?
Talk things over.
Sport is ready, her.
Oh, that means food, don't it?
Oh, boy, am I stuffed. I'll do you a favor sometime.
Yeah, thank you. See you later, Cap.
It's a good thing you told me about those fellers, Doctor. They are the silliest bunch.
Yes, that's it, Olson. Silly, nothing more.
Yeah, sure. Well, I guess they're all just a little silly, ain't you, Doctor?
I'm beginning to understand. These men, your patients, they're all vicious criminals.
They're suffering from mental disorders.
That's why you came on this voyage. That's why you...
Well, why the reception committee, Doctor?
I heard a scream.
Oh, that. I thought I saw a rat. They have rats on ships, haven't they, Doctor?
Your companion's all right?
In perfect health, if that's what you mean.
All right, boys.
Didn't I hear the call for lunch?
Yes. Bob, this is Miss Slavish. This is our captain, Mr. Bennett. How do you do?
Our captain. How interesting.
Bob, will you accompany Miss Slavish to the salon? I'll join you shortly.
We have completed the solution, Doctor. All but one secretion.
That's splendid. Have you arranged the schedule?
You said Ezra Matthews would be first.
Yes, he'll be the first. We'll follow immediately with the others. Krantz will be second.
What about the girl?
We'll arrange that later.
Great man. You know, we're lucky to be studying under him.
Lucky. At sea with a boat full of murderers?
You know, I'm curious about the girl.
Say, so am I. How can a beautiful babe like that do the things she has?
Poisoned a mob of people, didn't she?
All the authorities could find was 20, probably twice as many.
The fellow never can tell what's behind his cutie's pitty face.
You know, Captain, this is the first time I've ever taken a voyage for my health. How about you?
Well, my health is fine, thank you. Boy, this sea air makes me want to eat a... Come on in, Beck. There's plenty of food.
Won't you sit here?
Thank you. This is Captain Bennett, Miss Martell.
How do you do? I didn't know you were one of our passengers.
Oh, Miss Martell probably isn't feeling very well. Are you, Joan?
Maybe a seasick. You know, nothing ever makes me sick. Hey, Fulton, where's that truck?
Yeah, just a minute, Herr.
My name's Harry.
I read a Carver.
How do you do, Mr. Carver?
How do you do?
Hi, Ritter.
Hello, Cap. I think you're in my place, Mr. Bogart.
What do you mean?
Scram. I said scram.
All right. All right. Don't have to get sore about it.
I don't believe you and I have met, have we? I guess you don't know who I am, huh?
No, I don't know.
You're kidding, aren't you?
This is Mr. John Ritter, the big shot killer.
Thanks, Cap. That's who I am, all right. We ought to know each other a lot better. Did you hear what I said? We ought to know each other a lot better.
Yes, I heard what you said.
We'll find a nice, quiet spot on the deck.
Hey, Ritter, when are we going to hold that meeting?
Shut up.
That killer Diller gives me a pain.
Big shot killer, huh? Where does he get his reputation?
I beg your pardon. May I trouble you for the salt? Please. I thank you. My dear Mr. Murano, aren't you afraid you are going to stick yourself in their noses?
If I stick myself in the nose, it's because it's in my business.
Hey, Olson, where's that grub?
Yeah, sure, right here.
It's off half of you. I only had a good sharp knife.
Sure, he got a sharp knife right here. It's as sharp as the deacon's.
Well, gentlemen, and ladies, we've started a voyage which I feel sure will be of great benefit to all of us.
Hey, Doc. What's the racket, Doc? What are you going to do to us?
Make better men and women of you.
Oh, guinea pigs, huh?
I'm sure I'd love to be a subject for your experiments, Doctor.
I'm sure I'd love to have you cut me open to have a look around, Doctor.
This is not so funny no more. I don't want to play. I quit. Goodbye.
Morano, call me a cab, too.
Bye.
I still want to know just what you're going to do to us.
My experiments are on the endocrine glands.
Glands, huh? That means operations. A little bit risky, huh?
Not as risky as the electric chair, the hangman's noose, or a G-man's bullets. Ashore, you hadn't a chance to live. Here, it's 50-50.
Huh? If you guys want to be tortured like rats, that's your business.
Brothers, not me.
I once did for it.
He can't get away with it.
Who's he think he is?
Well, what are we going to do?
Take over this boat.
But the captain and the crew, they're Duck's boys.
With guns in their ribs, they're our boys.
Personally, I don't need any weapons.
I got it. The doc's got some knives in his operating room.
Knives. What we need is guns. And we're going to get them. The doc's got guns in his cabin. So is the mate. We'll wait until everybody's asleep. Take the doc's quarters first. There'll be only 3 in there. It'll be a cinch.
Gonna take 'em bye-bye?
What do you think?
Shall I give the alarm? No, we'll handle this.
Once we get that far, the rest will be a pushover. Who is it?
Dr. Stander.
Hi, Doc.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hiya, Doc.
Just talking about you.
Yes, I heard you.
Oh.
When I planned this voyage, I took every necessary precaution.
Dictaphone, huh?
Correct. You men are acting very foolishly.
Why? Because we aren't going to let you make better men out of us?
You have no choice in the matter.
Doc, your coming here just solved our problem.
Yeah. We're going to make a better man out of you, Doctor.
I got it. The doc's going to get the guns. If he don't, we'll operate.
Yeah. My life means nothing, gentlemen, until I can finish my work. And that I intend to do.
Listen to the guy.
Brothers, go to it. Go to it, brothers.
Nice work, boys. What shall we do with them?
I think they've learned a lesson. You might untie me.
Better lock him up.
That won't do any good.
You said it. We ain't through yet.
You're wrong, Ritter. You are through. Ezra, I'd like to see you in my office for an examination.
Don't want me.
Oh, come now. There's nothing to be frightened about.
Come on.
You ain't going to let him, are you?
There's nothing to be frightened
You ain't
about.
going to let him? No. You ain't going to let him. Don't let him.
Good night, gentlemen. I wish you a good night's rest. And please remember that wherever you are on the ship, your whereabouts are known.
What'd you do with those policies? I tell you, I didn't have them. They were in the office when the police came in. You were the only one there. I didn't take them. I should have known better than to hire a stupid little fool for a secretary. You gave them to the police. I tell you, I didn't. Sit down. You thought you'd save your own neck by turning over the evidence, didn't you? Give me that gun.
Yeah, what's going on in here? Wait a minute, take it easy.
You keep out of this.
Now,
Give
listen,
me that
will you
gun.
calm down, please? Take it easy. What's going on in here?
Tell me, were you mixed up with Mary in the poison ring?
I swear I didn't know she was poisoning people to collect their insurance.
You worked for her.
Yes, as secretary. I believe she was in a legitimate insurance business. Oh, it's all so terrible. You must believe me. You do, don't you?
Your nephew is here to see you. Says it's very important.
Dirk, prepare another linodine solution.
Yes, Doctor.
You and Paul stay with the patient. Don't leave him for a moment.
Anything else, Doctor?
The condition's not at all favorable. Not the reaction I'd hoped for. Remember, don't leave him.
Yes, Doctor.
Well, Bob, what's on your mind?
It's about the girl, Joan.
Yes, I noticed that you were attracted to her.
She's in danger.
Aren't you big and strong enough to protect her?
This is serious. Mary tried to kill her.
Come sit down. Tell me all about it.
Oh, there's not much to tell. Mary believes that Joan turned over to the police some incriminating papers. The point is, Joan had nothing to do with that poison ring. She's innocent.
You mean she told you she's innocent?
I know she is.
Yes, I can understand your believing it. Especially when the subject is young and beautiful.
You must have a talk with her.
I have talked with her. And with Mary, too. But if it will make you feel any better, I'll talk with them again. Where are they?
Well, Joan's on deck. Mary is in her stateroom, I guess.
Let's see Mary first.
Come in. If you're here about that little double-crosser, you can save your breath.
Was Joan involved with you in the poison ring?
She helped break jail with me, didn't she, before the trial?
That wouldn't mean that she's guilty.
Well, I ought to know. She was my partner, helped me plan the whole thing. Don't let that little doll face fool you.
I tell you, she's not a criminal.
We'll prove that beyond the shadow of a doubt by my treatments.
Treatments? Not on Joan.
Bring me all the tests I've made. The case histories. My notes. Hurry.
Yes, Doctor. Now, lock yourself in and don't open the door for anyone. I'll bring you food.
This is your stateroom?
Yes.
But I don't know.
Now, do as I say, Joan. Something's happened. I can't tell you now. Good night, and don't worry.
Hi, mate.
Hello, how are you?
Which way are we heading?
Well, it looks to me like a cruise to nowhere.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. You been following the sea long?
Oh, since I was about 14.
Well, it's a pretty long time. A man of your age should retire.
That's the dream of every seafaring man. A home and a garden. I got a place all picked out.
Maybe I could make that possible. Are you interested?
Well, maybe.
I came aboard with a pretty big stake. $10,000 is yours if you help us.
Oh, no! I don't want...
Calm down. Come on.
Let me go! Wait a minute, let me go! You can't do that to me!
I think we can.
Let me go! But no! Wait! Let me go!
There goes another one. Probably killed him like they did Ezra. Maybe I'll be next.
Well, how can I help you?
Take over this boat.
You know how to swim, Ritter?
Yeah, a little. Why?
Well, you're due for a good long one if you don't get out of here quick.
Okay, baby.
No, you can't come in. You ain't gonna get me, you got Ezra. You're not gonna get me.
He don't want you. Open the door. This is Ole. Yeah, how do you have? Hey, yours come to clean up. Shaving, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
You said you would do me a favor sometime. How would you like to give me a shave?
Give you a shave?
Yeah, sure.
I'd be tickled to death to give you a shave.
Well, thank you, Herr.
Sit down.
It's an unlooked for pleasure. Yeah, fix it, Herr. Yeah, sure, I do it. Uh-huh. And if you don't mind, I would like a close shave.
Don't worry, it's gonna be plenty close.
Yeah. Ah, you are a good feller, by Ingo. Someday I shall do you a favor. You bet your life I shall, Herr. I never seen so many funny people as we got on this boat, Herr.
Yeah?
Yeah, and you are the funniest. Oh, by Ingo.
Is that so?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah?
Take a look and see what my public thinks about me.
Yeah, sure. Where is it, by Ingo? Oh, there it is. Well, that's a good photograph of you, Mr. Harry.
Yeah, but it don't do me no justice.
What does it say, Harry?
Read it.
Yeah. Harry the Carver gets the 5th victim. Hey, up and eat.
Better make them tight.
He'll sleep for several hours.
Who is it?
Bob, would you like to take a walk around, Day?
Oh, I'd love it.
Take him to the ward.
Yes.
You'll be all right.
That man, he...
Yes, he was stronger than I thought. Come, you must get hold of yourself. Dirk. Paul. Take him to the ward.
Nothing wrong can happen, Joe. Ever, Linda, darling. Because I love you.
Blood-chilling drama of a man who kills as easily as he loves. Starring Basil Rathbone, Ellen Drew, and John Howard, with Barbara Allen, radio's famous Vera Vague, and Ralph Morgan, in the amazing drama of a fiend who fascinates women, lures them with love, and then, as he tears their souls apart, destroys them.
Mr. Sawyer, I've listened to you patiently, and now you want to tell me that I'm a bad loser. The gentlemen do not run with tales to women they love and are about to lose. All of which doesn't interest me. Nor does it change my opinion that you're an imposter who's trying to wreck Linda's life.
Gil.
I saved your life once, you remember?
Yes. And I paid you back last night in the graveyard.
But God, it will go to the police!
Look at you. Look at my brainy professor. Who is afraid now?
When I saw you coming out of the subway, your face so white, getting into that cab, running away to hide, then I knew that...
Linda, stop!
It's true! You killed him. You're a murderer.
Linda! Where are you going?
Out! Out!
Where?
Anywhere! No! No, let go of me!
Good. Very good. Perfect reaction.
I'd rather face a wild bull the next time.
We're progressing. Did you give him a pill?
Yes, Doctor.
Sleep's all he needs. He won't have any after effects. Is the girl in my study?
Yes, she is.
She'll recover. Nervous shock. She became hysterical.
She's comfortable now.
One thing more, Paul. Have you been around the ship?
Yes, sir. Briggs and myself. They're all sleeping.
Good. We can't go on with our experiments. It's no use.
Doctor, I thought that...
I'll qualify that. To go on, I must change my procedure.
How's that, Doctor?
As you know, I've obtained in this, synthetically, the active ingredients of the endocrine glands governing criminality. Synthetically. That's just the trouble. Krantz proved it. I've been trying to duplicate nature's work in the test tube. It just can't be done.
There must be some answer to it, Doctor.
There is. I must let nature do this work for me in the body of a normal person, like you. Or Paul.
Well, that's dangerous, isn't it, Doctor?
It's a chance one must take.
Wait.
He's not going to put that stuff in me.
Nor me.
Durkin Hall. Come here.
Did you hear what I said? Hurry.
Take him in there. I know what you're thinking. Bob's my nephew. I've sacrificed everything to prove my theory. Bob is free from criminal taint, a perfect subject.
Doctor! Doctor, what is it? What happened?
You all right, Doctor?
Bob's loose. Hurry. Bob, open up. Open up, Bob. You hear me?
Bob, open the door.
Good night.
What are you doing, you crook? I thought your racket was insurance.
Go away. I'm looking for my gun.
Read this. Hey, there's something funny going on tonight.
How, comrades?
Fine, fine. The adrenal stimulation has worn off. Take him back to the ward.
They're all out there armed. There'll be another search. We gotta get back. This ain't the time. What do we do with... Hey, Krantz, hide these. You know, make out like you're still sick. Get me? Huh?
Yeah, I got it.
It was you who made him act like that.
My dear, there are some things you can never understand.
You changed a fine boy, your own nephew, into a brute like the rest of you.
There. Don't carry on like this. Bob will be all right. You mustn't fall in love with him. I'm trying to save you that heartache.
Well, I do love him, and you can't stop me.
We've searched all the cabins, sir.
Let's try those guns.
Guess where I found these?
In Harry's cabin?
No, he hid them in a galley with the silverware.
You search our quarters, the laboratory, the ward.
No, sir, I didn't think it was necessary.
I want every place on the yacht searched. We must find those guns and keep them all locked up.
Yes, sir. Come on, boy.
Heil, you boob. You are not getting half what is coming to you. Choking all them people. I just wish you wasn't sick. I would fix you by Yango.
There's certainly no guns around here. Where haven't we looked? In the ward, in the operating room, doctor's stateroom, mine and Paul's. We'll take the ward first. Search that bed.
Did you gentlemen lose something?
Someone stole 2 guns. Have you seen them?
I would just as soon touch a rattlesnake as I would a gun.
Not here. Well, we'll search the other rooms.
Why don't you do away with me and have it over with?
You're taking this much too seriously, Bob. The worst is over.
I suppose you killed Ezra on purpose. I suppose you made madmen of Krantz and me just to amuse yourself. Ritter was right. We're a bunch of guinea pigs. You're not going to touch me again.
You have Bob in here.
Go away, my dear. I'm very busy.
But I know you have him in here. Haven't you tortured him enough? Stand here. Open the door. Let me in, please. Please.
There's something wrong, Miss Young.
Only have you a gun?
Have I got a gun? Everybody's asking me the same thing. Have I got a gun?
Well, have you?
If a gun was even 2 feet in front of me, it would run like Hail Columbia. Ah. Yango, I think everybody's getting crazy on this boat here. And do you know about that Harry feller, Miss Young? I thought he was a good feller. Well, one day, he said he would give me a shave, and I let him. Ah, Yango, you know who that feller is? That feller is the... Everybody is crazy.
Very clever.
Release him. Don't come any closer.
That's one of the guns. My dear, may I ask where you got hold of Mary's revolver?
Release Bob, Doctor.
Take her to my study.
Let me go! Let me go! Let me go! Let me go!
I'm inclined to think that girl's in love with you. Not interested? Well, as I was saying, with this treatment, you'll find it a bit difficult to coordinate thought and action. You probably won't be able to recognize people for some time.
Get in there.
I'm a citizen. I stand by the Constitution. You can't keep me locked up. I demand my Bill of Rights.
Till you guys tell us where that gun is hidden, you'll stay locked up.
This is too much. I have to do something quick. Open the door. You wait. I'll do something.
What were your parents' ages when you were born?
Oh, what's this all about?
I'm preparing your case history, my dear, before we...
Before you kill me?
Now, yes, Briggs.
We've gone through every stateroom again, sir. The men are raising quite a fuss.
And they'll stay locked up until that gun is found. They'll have no food.
Is it all right, Doctor, for the captain to be walking around?
Yes, he's all right.
Is that all, sir?
Yes. See that your men are armed. We must be prepared for any emergency.
Yes, sir.
Now, my dear, shall we continue?
You're going through with this?
Of course.
Doctor, could
Yes,
you come
sir.
into the ward?
The young lady's a little nervous. She's quite normal.
That's why I sent for you, Doctor.
A good indication. Very fine. These two girls, Mary and Joan, will prove or disprove my theory. If it fails...
We mustn't think of that, Doctor.
We must think of everything. If this test fails us, we're lost.
I don't understand.
We'll have to turn back. Keep a constant watch on her. Dirk, you go with Paul. I'll call you.
Yes, Doctor.
Well, my dear, we're almost ready for you. There.
Bob!
Bob, don't you recognize me?
Bob! Bob, darling, don't you know me? Oh, what have you done to him?
There's no cause for alarm. He'll recover.
Bob! Bob, dear.
He won't recognize people for some time.
How could you? Your own nephew.
Dirk?
This is no place for you, sir. Perhaps if you went below for a little while, maybe took a little rest.
Yes?
It's Bob. I must see you. I feel so...
I can't be disturbed, Bob. Go lie down. You'll be all right.
Something's happened to me. I must see you.
Don't you think he's giving her too heavy a solution?
I must see you for a moment now. I must, I tell you.
I'll see you in an hour.
Please. Please.
They are all just a bunch of criminals, and I'm just a fella that can do it. And I just want you to know that Ole is a brave man, by Yango. Just put up your hands.
They do it. Where'd you get this?
Yeah, that captain...
Never mind that. Have you got a pass key to all the safe rooms?
Yeah, sure.
Well, give it to me, quick.
Yeah, but
Give it to me.
Yeah, sure.
Hurry up there.
I got the key.
Well, come on, give it to me, will you?
Get the key.
And you better get under cover, because there's going to be trouble.
Yeah, I scaled her. I'll get under the covers there.
Come on, Ritter.
Oh, no. No, sir. You're not going to give me another shot.
Come on, I'm setting you free.
What?
Help me take over the ship.
You on the level?
Certainly I am.
All right, you bought yourself a man.
They're in the operating room armed. We got to get guns from Briggs and the other sailors first.
It's okay by me.
One provision. No harm to the doctor. I'll land you and the others wherever you say.
Sure. Give me that gun.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. Now separate, fellas. Try to get up there without being seen.
Yeah, what if they start shooting? What are we going to do? That's your tough luck.
We're taking over the boat, Briggs. As long as you obey orders, you're safe. You understand? Come here. Call the doctor. Tell him the men are loose. You need his help. Quick.
You ready? Dirk? Yes?
Doctor, the men are loose. I need your help.
Can't you hold them?
I need your help.
Hello? Hello? All right, let's go. Jesse, you stay here. Dirk, Paul, the men are loose. Get your guns.
Now remember, no shooting.
You know me, Cap.
Don't shoot the guns unless it's necessary.
Drop those guns. Doctor. Why, you lied to him.
That's all right. Let him go. We'll tend to them later. Maybe do a little operating ourselves.
Well, that's swell, Doctor. It'll be fun.
Joan. Oh, Joan, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, darling. You're all right.
Hey, guess you monkeys are glad to listen to me, huh?
You shut up. What a life.
You know, I think I'm going to like this trip.
Hey, Slade.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Harry?
Harry the Carver to you.
Yeah, sure.
Go get me some of that Swedish s'more.
Oh, make it a hurry.
Harry, yes, sir. Right away, sir.
How about the dames?
Mary's done for. The other, you boys can forget about. Any objections?
Okay, Ritter. You know me.
Men, now that you've had your little repast, I must tell you something of serious importance. That last injection I gave each of you was only temporary. Unless you have another one immediately, you are due to experience a complete paralysis of heart action. Remember what happened to the unfortunate Ezra.
The doctor is alive. This is not so funny, maybe.
Yeah, he's alive. Ah, he's only trying to fool us.
That's it. Just trying to fool us. I thought I'd plugged him good.
I'll give him an injection of lead.
Dave's dead.
You know, I got a sort of a pain right here.
Oh, shut up. You ate too much.
Have it your way. I'm only giving you fair warning. By now, you are experiencing slight pains near the heart. They will become more acute within a few minutes.
I didn't think you looked so good today, Jesse.
Yeah, you just start something. You'll see how good I look.
Again, I say, it's up to you if you want to live.
Baloney.
And be sensible, men. Why die like rats when there's all of life ahead of you?
Oh, do you think it'll work?
It's a chance. I hope they didn't recognize my voice. Anything I can do? I'm afraid not. I've done everything possible.
Joan. I want to talk to you, Joan.
Yes, Mary.
It's hard to explain, but something has come over me. I don't know, but a short time ago I hated you. Now I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Joan.
Of course, Mary.
You know, it's funny, but I want to give myself up now.
Dirk. Dirk.
Yes, Doctor.
I heard she'll live to prove that I was right.
They'll heap honors on you now, Doctor.
I feel as if I had been born again.
Doctor!
Yeah, Mr. Harry?
Get more wine.
That is the last there is.
Get more wine or I'll cut your ears off.
Yes, but Mr.
More wine, I said.
Yes, sir. What I need is a good stiff drink.
Well, it might help. Temporarily.
We'll go down. Come on, let's get going. Not so fast. Just a minute there.
What?
Give me that wine.
Yeah, but Mr. Harry the Carver, he said he would...
Great stuff. Get me more.
That's all there is. Yours found that hiding in Miss Mary's luggage.
Poison Mary's. Get moving.
For goodness sake, this will have my ears cut off.
What's the idea?
Well, you guys having a good time, ain't you?
Thought I told you to stay on the bridge.
Maybe I got a little tired.
May I remind you, men, your time is almost up. You only have a few minutes more.
He's done for.
Again, I say, it's up to you. If you want to live.
At least they still think it's the doctor.
Maybe if I went out there, I could talk with him.
No, Joe. How's Mary? Sleeping. I think that all that Dr. Stander accomplished must die with him. There's still a chance, Dirk. You'll be carrying on his work.
Hey, Doc.
What is it, Ritter?
Just come in.
Come in one at a time with your hands up.
Ritter's mine.
No.
3 days and we're home, boss.
We're turning the guinea pigs back to the authorities. And after that...
Oh!
Hey, where you going? Hey, think I go home.
You think you can make it?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the next few moments, you will be witnessing scenes from a new motion picture starring Vincent Price, master of the macabre. To those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse. Perhaps it was inevitable. For years, this man has played the role of Dr. Death. For years, he has pretended to be a hideous, murdering monster.
No!
Now, at last, he has actually become one. American International presents Vincent Price in Madhouse, where lunacy lives.
All I ever got was a stake through the heart.
Tonight, I would like you to meet my next victim.
Fear lurks, evil walks, and death waits.
Death is the name of a doctor you've met.
Stop it! Madhouse, a cinematic shock treatment, guaranteed to scare you out of your mind. No one ever leaves Madhouse.
Let's spend a day with the average working girl. Maisie is due at the office at 8:30. She has the alarm set for 8:25. That gives her exactly 5 minutes to take a shower, get dressed, fix her hair, have her breakfast, take a bus, and arrive at the office. Let's get back to Maisie and see what happens.
There's the bell, and there goes Maisie. It's a fast break, and Maisie leads a field around the far turn. She reaches the bathroom and overtakes the shower by 2 lengths. It's Maisie by 1 as she passes the clubhouse turn. In a steady drive, saves ground and brushes her teeth. Heading down the backstretch, staying close to the rail, Maisie slips into a slip, and now she heads down the backstretch of her neck and ties her hair into a careful knot. She shows great form and grace as she steadily keeps her pace. A dab of this and a dab of that, a dash of this and a dash of that, and Maisie looks like, well, there she goes in a steady drive. And now she's back, still keeping her pace with indigestion. She drives on with donuts and coffee. The bus takes the lead. It's pulling away, and Maisie falls back by 6 lengths as she passes the 3/4 pole. As the bus comes thundering down the backstretch, Maisie goes to the whip. It's Maisie by 2, it's Maisie by 1, by a neck, a nose, and she makes it. And now Maisie takes the lead again. Heading down the home stretch, she steadily increases her stride as she enters the elevator. 6, 12, 17 lengths in the lead, and now she's losing ground. Keep going, Maisie. Don't give up. It's going to be a driving finish. It's 1 minute to 8:30, and here comes Maisie.
Well, that was a close finish. And now Maisie is getting ready for a hard day's work. As Maisie toils away, the hours pass very slowly. It's now 12 o'clock. And Maisie stops at the corner drugstore to have her lunch. After lunch, we see Maisie back at the office, continuing her daily struggle until 5:30. It's 5:30, Maisie. And now the scene changes to a millinery shop on 5th Avenue. Here we find Maisie trying on some new hats. How about this one? No, that won't do. Too big. Chapeau a la mode? Something from Paris, very becoming. The peekaboo model. You don't care for it? The droopy ear model. Princess Eugenie's convertible snood. How about a night in Venice? Moonlight Sonata. Sea biscuit model. The Venetian garden. Right turn model. Or perhaps a left turn. Sports model. This one or this? Here's one. The snug chin by Oliver. Perhaps this. Very becoming. No? Care for this? How about the jackpot?
How about that one? Oh, that one is made to order. Hat designing department? Call for model 36.
Call for model 36. Call for model 36.
We now visit the hat designing department. Here we see the women's hat designers comfortably working in their padded cells.
Call for model 36. Call for model 36.
Hold it, Chester. Hold it.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
I have a little job for you, Chester. Upsy daisy.
Oh, I'm gonna make a hat. I'm gonna make a hat. It's wonderful. It's marvelous. Beautiful.
Oh, that's
hats. Oh, I love them. More hats, more hats.
It's adorable. It's beautiful.
And so, Maisie buys the hat. Here we see Maisie promenading on the boulevard, proudly wearing her new bonnet. Hats, hats, hats. Hats to the right of us, hats to the left of us. Let's pause a moment and pay tribute to those unsung heroes, those forgotten men, our hat designers. These geniuses of the headgear were once happy, carefree, normal men, even as you and I. They've sacrificed their lives for the things and stuff the fair sex put on top of their heads. They've given everything, their homes, their families, their futures, their lives. For what? For this, a woman's hat.
I present for the first time on any stage The Lady and the Buzzsaw. Karen, you left your bag at the studio and took mine by mistake. Where is it?
Oh, Don,
What's the matter? What have you done with it?
I left it in the cab.
Well, there's nothing to worry about, mister. I gave it to a cop.
You gave it to a cop?
What was in that bag, Don?
It was a head. A human head.
Don, what's the matter with you? Don, keep away from me.
Well, why don't you laugh now?
Who are you? You're not Ross. Killed him.
Yes.
It's all right, Don. You don't have to worry about me. I would never turn you in.
My poor dear Claire. Don't you know I wouldn't dare trust you?
The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000, or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests. It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed up the hearse. It's empty now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the $10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She's also desperate for money, gambles. You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money. This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there, around the mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the $10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty? The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on Haunted Hill.
Well, where is everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Are we all strangers to each other? Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you know him?
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And 5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
Who closed the door?
This thing's made of solid steel.
Annabelle, our guests are here, unfortunately still alive. Is your face on yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles. Couldn't you have had the place cleaned?
Atmosphere, darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up. And that's a very fetching outfit, but hardly suitable for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all the guests. Why all these strangers? Why none of our friends?
Friends? Do we have any friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Will you guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Frederick.
Make a good headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
My humor is fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned it.
It's always good to know that. Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
But still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all. Your jealousy isn't tax-free. And your possessiveness is maddening.
If ever a man had grounds for divorce.
But can't prove them.
The time will come. You'll slip up one of these days.
Think so?
If I live long enough. You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes. Arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle, you'd do it again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about you. I hear that hanging is very uncomfortable, in case you get any more ideas. Now, don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways to get rid of me. It makes wrinkles.
This is what she used on my brother and her sister. Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house, in places you wouldn't think. The funny thing is the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that, but no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other and then cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Lauren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have?
Scotch and.
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
Now, before the party begins, let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. And now my wife has given us all the opportunity to find out.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Well, Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Lauren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. A ghost for everybody.
Well, Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happens, huh?
See that stain? Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous. The roof probably leaks.
Oh, that must be what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
I would say any self-respecting male ghost.
I hope it doesn't come back.
Well, Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
Oh, he hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house. All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in. She was supposed to stay down. But the bones came up. It's a funny thing. But none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting or stabbing.
How'd you get invited to this party? No. Oh, go on. I mean, what'd he tell you?
Mr. Lawrence said everybody'd get $10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the phone, but nothing about having to stay.
Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10,000.
I'm going to stay, too. $10,000.
Yeah. You believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really there. Or were they? What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
What do you mean, if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors. Closet. Bottles.
Does it go anywhere? Lance! Lance!
Please, come on. Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
Locked? You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
I wonder why they didn't kill him.
Who?
He didn't bump his head. They hit him.
They?
Nora, when you came in, you said something about a ghost.
There was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Loren, is hysteria.
But then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
You better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc. Wait for me in the hall.
The ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Loren.
You really believe in your pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and. Mr. Loren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
You in a hurry, dear?
Frankly, yes. Or frantically.
There you are, my dear.
Someone or something was in here when I came in. But where? And if the door was locked, how did it get out? What you saw might have been a ghost, Nora, but what was in here with me was no ghost.
I don't know. I was so scared.
Does it sound different to you?
Yes.
Three, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet. Three, 6. Now, I'm going to knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall. Tap lower down. Where'd it come from?
From in here.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run. It just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
You don't believe me.
How can I?
I'm Annabelle Loren. You must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen up? This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
It's going to rain. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you? What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
But who?
I hope for your sake you never find out. I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot. You've hurt yourself.
Oh, it's just a bump on the head. Which is my room?
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Annabelle Lance. You were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Yeah, sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Well, what for? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply disappeared. The other two died. Lance, I don't want to join them.
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. 2 girls in their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
He would kill me if he could.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost killed by a falling chandelier. The pilot bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The Saturnine psychiatrist bandaged him up. Don't you want to go and console him, as you do most men, in your fashion?
You're so clever, Frederick.
Yes, I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
Hurry up.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No. All you want to be is a lovely widow. It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. I wonder how it'll end. close to midnight, Lance.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
Who is it?
Your host, my dear. It's almost midnight, Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. I'll be right down.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you. Where's Nora? Miss Manning.
Don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened? That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
Get me out of here.
Now, what about the 10,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Lord.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die, you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
Wherever evil exists in the heart of man, the Horla lives. Would you like to know the secret of the Horla's mysterious power? Come then with me, and I will lead you into the dwelling place of evil itself, where you too will be possessed by the whole.
No. Cover your victim with this. The grave is waiting.
This man lives 1,000 terrors as a monstrous, unseen evil engulfs him, carrying him to the dangerous brink of madness.
Suicide, magistrate. Do you think I would let your destruction be so simple? She will die, not you.
Leave her alone.
You will kill her.
Oh. I can't. I can't kill again.
Yet in the midst of terror comes the promise of ecstatic delight as beauty comes into his life.
Is your laughing lady to laugh with or without her clothes on?
And a love that he called sacred, some men call profane.
This is preposterous, Duclas. You're making a grave mistake.
Liar! What are you trying to hide, that you would take another man's wife away? That's enough, Duclas.
You have a rendezvous with terror when you delve into the secrets of Diary of a Madman.
You tried to kill both of us. It isn't midnight yet. Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now. I was going to ask you whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
And I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party, remember? In spite of my wife's faith in my ability to do the impossible, we will all have to stay in this house until 8 o'clock in the morning. But we have some party favors for you in these little coffins. This is my wife's idea. I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see, they're loaded.
These are no good against the dead, only the living.
Doctor? Lance? Nora?
Go ahead, take it.
Miss Bridges? And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point, although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up? You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads? Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
Darling, I really don't need this.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look. But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
You think it's all right to leave her by herself, Doctor?
I wish she'd taken the sedative.
Well, what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1,000,000 people around her. But if they wanted her, they'd get her.
What if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
But would you sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, nor in frightening women. In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
Nora? 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 Nora! Nora! What do you know about this?
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
Where's Nora?
Where is she? It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Let her down.
Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Lauren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
Please, hide me.
What's the matter?
Hide me. He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lord.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Lauren is dead.
But how?
Lauren said she committed suicide, but I think somebody killed her.
Him?
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute. I've got to go downstairs. Now, you lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here. If he thinks you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right. And if you have to, you use it. So beautiful. So greedy. So cold. What are you doing in here? Wait. Don't wait. What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Look, Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
where's what's-her-name? Nora.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Loren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Pritchard. But I am afraid. When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Loren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria. And one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide? And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours? 6 of us. Time enough.
Who'll be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you? There was nothing. How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Loren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered by one of you.
Or you, Mr. Loren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling by a rope.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Loren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point. We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder?
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Loren, we know that. One of us is guilty and the rest of us are innocent, okay. Now, what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
You really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
And we all have guns.
And we're all agreed?
Oh, I wish this night were over.
Rooms? Guns? I tell you, it doesn't make any difference. They aren't through with us yet. What's the use of saying goodnight?
Good night.
night, Doctor.
Okay? They've all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lorne.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me, asked me to help her. The doc thinks he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
What if he finds out you're alive? No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
An admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
Why not together?
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time? It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness. What's taking that girl so long? What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun. But after you appeared at the window, everything began to work just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we've planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
When you hear the shot, come down to the cellar.
David? David?
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me. You two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing too.
There must be some way to get in here.
Oh, it's right along here somewhere.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Loren. He's down in the wine cellar.
Alive?
I don't think so. It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Now they're 9.
There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now. And then they'll come for you.
Forgotten mansion deep in a dismal swampland, a scientist, crazed by his lust for revenge, repairs the last detail of a diabolical death plan.
A few moments ago, Pedro was a man, a harmless, good-natured man. Look at him now. He's no longer human. He's a wolf, snarling, ferocious, lusting for the kill.
The beast strikes swiftly, the first of 4 violent, fiendish murders. Into this crime-ridden situation, a reporter finds the biggest story of his career.
What should make a gory enough story for your paper? This is more than just a story to me. He was my friend.
Joined by the girl he loves, these two follow the gruesome trail of the mad monster. Every lead proves false. Then, one night, a strange, ominous power draws this girl to a rendezvous with death.
Once upon a time, in a famous story, a girl named Alice got very curious about a little white rabbit who passed by. She followed him and soon found herself falling down a very deep hole into a strange place called Wonderland.
Wait! I'm late. I'm late.
Hey, wait!
I'm too late.
Nowadays, there are still girls and boys whose curiosity leads them to strange places.
What a curious fall. I can't tell where this is going.
Oh, I'm late. I'm late. I'm too late.
Where'd he go? And where am I? A medicine cabinet? What's it doing here? Aspirin? Things Mommy gives me when I'm sick. Prescriptions. Mommy has to get those from a doctor. I wonder whose they are. Oh! Cigarettes? I know they're not good for you. Curious. Liquor? A liquor cabinet? That's not good for kids either. But, what? Oh!
Maybe cigarettes and alcohol are like medicines. I didn't ever think of that. They're all things that make you feel different, that change you. Curiouser and curiouser. What kind of place is this? Oh, wow. Mommy or the doctor wouldn't have anything to do with this. This stuff just looks like it could hurt you. Oh, that must be where that rabbit went. But I'm too big. If I could change myself. Gee, I don't know. Maybe if... Well, here goes. Oh, wow! Oh, wow. It's weird. Everything's different. Even me. I'm not somebody else, but I don't feel like I'm really me either. Oh, hi, I'm Alice. Hello, I'm Alice. Who are you? Hi. I said hi. They've got to really be here. They must have seen me. Unless I'm not really here. Oh, well, sure I'm really here. And I'm gonna stay till I find out where this is. Then I'll go back.
I'm late. Oh, I'm late. I'm too late.
Wait! Too late for what?
I'm late. I'm late. I'm too late.
Nothing seems to happen here unless you eat or drink something. Maybe if I... Oh!
Do you know what those pills are?
Uh-uh. But they're that white rabbits that just went down...
Well, do you know who he is?
Uh-uh. I guess not. Can you tell me, please, which way should I go?
That depends on where you want to go.
It doesn't matter. I don't even know where I am. But I do have to get someplace.
Ah. If you just want to get someplace, just keep going. That way lives a hatter, and that way lives a March hare. Visit either one you like. They're both mad.
Oh! This way lives a March hare. Oh! Oh, hi! Who are you? I said hello. Is that marijuana? Pot? Grass?
Who are you?
I'm not sure. I know who I was this morning, but I've changed. That is marijuana, isn't it?
Changed, huh? Well, you'll get used to it in time.
I don't think so. I like being really me, don't you? And today being all different sizes is confusing. I don't know how high I'm supposed to be anymore.
How high do you want to be?
No, I guess I don't want to be that kind of high. Why do you?
What kind of question is that? You're just a kid, aren't you?
Sure. I'm still growing up, and I'm supposed to ask questions. Why does it make you so angry? Don't you know why you do it?
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
But you haven't answered my questions either. Everybody at home is probably worried about me by now. I don't think I'll tell them everything that's happened. I'll stay just a little longer, and then I'll still be home on time.
Time! It's too late. It's too late.
Wait, please!
It's time!
Oh, time? Time for what?
How are you getting on?
Oh, so far, just terrible. And this? What's this H mean?
It could mean heroin, and it could mean habit.
It must be hard to break.
What? What's happening?
Look, the Jack of Hearts is trying to escape, and he's even trying to get the others to go with him.
Friends? Friends?
Who's he?
Watch.
Friends. You are free to go anytime you want to, but remember, you need this. You need it now, don't you?
Oh, why don't they run? When they obey the king, you can't tell one from the other.
My faithful friends,
Oh,
I've got what you need.
terrible! Awful! Awful! Hi. You must be the March Hare.
Yeah. My friends, the Dormouse, he's sleeping, and the Hatter, he's traveling.
Can I just sit here a minute? I'm just a little tired.
You ought to have some pep pills, uppers, amphetamines, speed. Make you feel super good. Super good.
Do you feel okay now?
Oh, well, nah. Sometimes you crash. You get kind of sick, and that's scary. You just kind of come all apart inside.
Well, it's very nice of you to offer them to me, but
Offered them? Who offered them? These are mine.
Oh, I'm glad you're waking up.
I'm not. Oh, a new face. Do you use barbiturate sleeping pills?
No. Should I?
No. Why in the world would you want to wind up woozy?
Why is a bluebird like a bottle cap?
You shouldn't waste time with riddles that haven't got any answers.
Listen, I can tell you more about time in seconds than you can hear in years. Like time, the
Time? What time is it?
Should I know?
Time? It's 6 o'clock. Tea time. Time to take a pill. Dynamite. Dynamite.
Oh, yes.
Keep this under your hat, friend. But she doesn't know what we're doing.
Yes, I do. You live here in this beautiful place. It could be Wonderland, and all you do is take those
pep pills.
Sleeping pills.
LSD.
Marijuana. Heroin.
Stop it! Do you know what you're doing?
Well, what are we doing?
What time is it?
It's 6 o'clock. Tea time. Time to take a pill.
No! Why?
Just take a few amphetamines and you can be like me.
Or freak apart your tender brain by taking LSD.
Sleeping pills are beautiful.
Heroin is king. Everything is clearer now. Just let me do my thing.
You may blow your mind completely, but won't you take the chance?
Will you? Won't you? Will you? Won't you? Won't you join the dance? Will you?
Now, do you know where you are? Go home.
It's too late. It's too late.
No! It's not too late.
Tonight, my dear Maxwell, I'm ready to try my experiment on a human.
Yes?
In the morgue, there is a lethal gas suicide. An ideal specimen.
Have you made arrangements?
It's horrible, I tell you. Working on the dead. Trying to bring back life. It's not natural. You with your weird ideas. Haven't I stood here and nursed dying dogs? Yeah. And even that miserable cat? Agony! I can't stand this torture! Stealing through my body, creeping through my veins, pouring in my blood. Oh, darts of fire in my brain. This is the one. Here. The gleam is gone.
We do not profess to know all of the legal or moral aspects to the subject. We are here to present to you a motion picture that we hope will give you a better insight into the strange and terrifying world of LSD. In viewing this motion picture, remember these important points. Under LSD, sights and sounds are many times unreal, movements often uncontrollable. Things that one thinks he does while under the influence of LSD are not necessarily the same things that are actually being performed by that person. His sense of reasoning is altered. Yet to one under LSD, he feels that his timing, judgment, and reasoning are extraordinary and far above that of mere mortals. A a question arises. What does one under the influence of LSD hear, see, and do? We are about to take you into the world of the LSD user. A world that to him is real, yet as terrifying and unreal as anything ever imagined. We call his trip of terror to fly a giant bird.
Lysergic acid dithylamide, better known as LSD, has hit American youth with the awesome power of a medieval plague. A powerful drug, stronger than marijuana, 1 ounce of this tasteless, odorless drug can dissociate and derange every man, woman, and child in a city of 300,000. Yet LSD can be produced cheaply by a good high school chemistry student. LSD is a psychedelic drug. That is, it changes the chemistry of the brain cells to produce hallucinations, loss of reality, visual and sense distortion of fantastic dimensions. Colors become sounds. Sounds can be touched. Space becomes fluid, ideas become physical, and an hour becomes eternity. Under LSD, veins on your arm become an intense blue mountain range. One's eye can be seen to grow until it fills a room, and the walls close in on it until it is squashed, sending a symphony of colors into a sea of sounds. Before long, the user reaches a transcendent state. He is ecstatic. He is beside himself. He may undergo fantastic visions, paranoid terrors, or schizophrenic horrors. Without proper supervisions, one cannot predict the behavior of the user. One can fall in love with the tree, be convinced that he can fly, become an indestructible god, or he can plunge into hellish psychosis. He may return to reality after 8 to 12 hours, or he may not. In the public clamor against LSD and its weird effects, Congress has reacted. Some states have passed repressive legislation. And with this wave of suppression has come the black market with its agents, the pushers, whose unscrupulous, blatant drive to make a buck leave a trail of disaster among the unsuspecting, the ignorant, and the weak. Secretaries who come to the big city do not find life exactly as they had imagined it. Instead, they discover that the big city is long on promises and short on performance. Her days are long, the work often mechanical, the pace frantic. Mary Libby left a small town in Maine to come to the city. Bored, adrift, unable to relate to the mass of humanity in the city, she feels rejected and abandoned. She longs for the stability and significance she had as a child in a small rural town. Perhaps she will find it in LSD. In a strange way, LSD gives her what she wants. She reverts to the pleasant days of her childhood and to the playful pets she used to have. Can hardly be satisfying or fulfilling to a normal person. There's such a fantasy world. Elizabeth Bentley lives in the euphoric world of her dreams, but she demands more. With LSD, she thinks she can intensify those dreams. Soon she enters a world of sensuous, pleasurable, watery sensations. The line between the real and the unreal dissolves. She is launched on a trip that to us appears unreal, but to her becomes a pilgrimage of her deepest yearnings. It is a search for an elusive ideal which had always been close to the surface of her rational moments.
Thank you.